Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like 8 o'clock, and I am in the red room. Just had a massage, getting ready for my meditation for the day, um, so I can go on to other topics. But before I even got to my meditation, I was on the edge of my seat or edge of my bed, I suppose. Boys and girls, by the way, I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. The Philadelphia Flyers signed Hayes last night to a $49 million 7-year deal. When they made that trade to pick up his rights to Winnipeg, I was saying, I know you watched my previous videos, of course, why wouldn't you have? I was saying that in order for them to keep them, they're going to have to overpay because you've got Nolan Patrick there who is being groomed to be the number one. You have um, and, and basically Couturier is the number one in the shutdown role. So he's basically now a second line center until Nolan Patrick takes over, and then he's a third line center. Now, as long as Hayes is not too concerned about where he is in the lineup, it's fine as long as you pay him like a top end number two, which is basically what he was going for on the open market. Now, the next question is he a top end number two? He's probably a 40, 50 point guy. He's a very good defensive, he's a very good two-way player. Very good. Would I put him in the top tier of number two centers? Duchesne could be a number one. I mean, think of a few for me here. Does he line up with a lot of in St. Louis? I suppose Bozak got $5 million 2 years ago, and he's getting $7 this year. I'd put him in the Bozak category. Now, I thought Bozak was overpaid, but they won a cup, so who really matters? Does it really matter now? Uh, it doesn't really matter if you win a cup, I suppose. But was he overpaid at 5? I think so. Was Hayes overpaid at 7 for 6 years? By the way, Bozak only got 3 years. He got 7 at 27 years old. He's going to be 34 years old at the end of this. Let's put it this way. It's all the money, okay? And they got to sign Konechny. And they got to sign said Patrick now. If you're giving him 7 when Patrick's contract comes up, assuming he progresses the way we think he's going to, what is he getting now? And plus you have Voracek, so on and so forth. Now, there is something I have to say. Hayes has never really played with a guy like Voracek on his line that can pot, 30 to 40 if possible with the right center. That's likely who they're going to play him with since Hayes is a playmaker. I think they had problems last year Couturier. A lot of their centers are not dishers. They're guys that like to have the puck, go to the net type thing. Patrick and Couturier are both of those things. So, might have something to do with a little bit with Voracek's struggles. That's why they did something like this. We'll see what happens. They could be right. That contract would look really good if that works out that way. As far as the Braun and Niskanen trades, I'm fine with them. This gives Gosh Despear time to grow within himself and not feel like he has to lead the team. I hope they don't trade him because they still got him at $4 million for the next 3 years. It's a beautiful contract. Also, they have Myers and Sanheim as well, who's getting closer to being ready. I think he's going to, as an overall defenseman, Sanheim looks really good. And having a guy like Niskanen, who is much the same type of player, there to mentor him for the next 2 years at $5 million for Gudas, who, there's nothing wrong with Gudas. Gudas is a good D guy. I think Washington did well if they needed to cut salary. They brought in a solid defenseman and Philadelphia ate some of the contract. I think they did well, but I think Philadelphia did well considering they're looking for people to mentor the type of player that Sanheim is, and even Gosh Despear as well. Not a bad move. Then they bring in Braun, who fills in the Gudas role, right? He's younger. I think he's got 1 year, so you don't have to re-sign him if you don't want to. 2 picks, a second and a third for 1 year of Braun, maybe a little steep. But that was probably going to be the market for a guy, for a strong D guy like that. Defensemen are expensive. That's why I don't understand why they don't draft more defensemen, because when you need them, you got to pay premium for them. But the thing is, they can sign them. They don't have to sign them, and they have. So if Sanheim and Ghost or Myers are ready to make the jump, you can say, okay, Braun, thank you very much, and off you go, and you got a cheaper defenseman that doesn't fill out the roster. Now, that being said, it doesn't fill out the cap space, which is going to be a lot. When you have to sign Konechny, and you have to sign Patrick, and you've given Hayes $7 million, you're getting close to tight to the cap. So hopefully this works. You got to say, though, Chuck Fletcher is what he is. He doesn't screw around. He went to Minnesota. He grabbed Parise. He grabbed Suter. You can say whatever you want about him. Having Suter there is fantastic. Even at the price he is right now, he's one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He takes risks. He doesn't just sit and wait and try to build a team completely through the draft. And that's not what Schneider wanted. Plain and simple. Quite simply, that's obviously why Hextall's not there. He doesn't want to screw around. I'm paying you for a winner. I want you to win. So they bring in Chuck Fletcher. That's what he's doing. Can't really blame him for that. I just think the Hayes contract could hurt them down the road, cap-wise, as they grow as a team. And you got to pay Gosh Spear if you decide to pay him. And you got to pay Sanheim when you have to pay him. And plus, you've got Frost coming up in the middle now. Where's the room for him? So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, but it doesn't sound like he's so meticulous about what he's doing in the future. This is win now, and they could. This team is sort of built up like St. Louis now. Maybe they need some more size up front, and maybe that's what they're going to do. But as far as defense is concerned, it's one of the better defenses in the league now. Can't blame them. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. That's all I have to give. Why don't you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell, and I'll send you a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace to your door by a helicopter and signed by me. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.